watching you. Okay, let me find the agenda, call the meeting to order at 7:04. Just the disclaimer, not really a disclaimer, as we know this meeting's being recorded. People will be muted upon entry. If they want to speak, just raise your hand or put it in the chat and you'll be recognized. The recording will be available, I believe it's in 24 hours, 24 to 48 hours. Okay, first on the agenda, Brooke, I didn't print out the agenda. What's first? Or actually, I can go to it. Hold on, I got it right here.
Approval of
Okay.
minutes.
Approval of the minutes from the last meeting. Okay, motion to approve.
September 13th.
The only thing that I had, Brooke, is I think you misspelled Mr. Mayor's name. I don't know if it was that one or the other. It's Maher. We talked about the new playground.
Playgrounds, right.
I don't know what you had his name at, but I thought it was misspelled.
Motion to
Okay.
accept. With the correction Charlie pointed out.
MAH, yep, it was this one. I'll check the other one as well.
Yeah, no problem. Just thought,
Okay, I'm just scanning it a second time. Hold on. Well, that Miss Guasconi was really commenting a lot for the golf course. Okay, do we have a motion to, I was gonna say motion to adjourn, motion to accept the minutes?
Motion,
Okay, second, Jim?
Second.
Okay, Brooke, roll call.
Okay, Tom,
yes.
I'm sorry, Mr. Campbell,
Yeah.
Ms. Guasconi.
Yes.
Okay,
Okay,
golf course update.
yeah. What can I say? We're still doing pretty good up there. We haven't received any figures from the town yet. You guys met with him, so I don't know what was discussed or whatever about that. But the back building, it's been completely re-sided and the bathroom split. So it's coming along pretty nicely back there. They have taken the tent down for the winter. They're still performing functions. If the golf course is busy and it's a nice day, they're there Friday through Sunday. If not, they're not open. So unless there's a function. But there was an RFP put out for a management company for the management of the golf course. I know the town has received the proposals and we're supposed to have a meeting at some point with the full-time employees, which are the superintendent, the assistant superintendent, Chris, myself, with Mr. Solmonte and Mr. Dutton. That's all I can really say about it. I haven't seen the figures. They're evaluating them, I should say, and we were told that they'd have a meeting with us. I assume it'll be sometime this week. That's all
Okay,
I was told.
Charlie, when you say a meeting with us, who is us?
I don't follow the question.
You just said your last sentence and your update was something about a meeting this week with
Well, I named
us.
the people. I
Okay,
named the
you mean
people.
us,
In other words,
okay, you mean us, the ones you named.
yes,
Okay, I just wanted to
Because
clarify that.
they're
Thanks.
full-time employees, and they're very concerned about why there would be a management company and how it pertains to them. Which I could fully understand that. So they requested to meet with the town manager and the finance director.
Okay,
They-
I,
Do they need our advice?
I
okay,
don't know what's. Put it this way, I'm in the dark as much as you are.
Well, Charlie,
okay, and what,
wouldn't you lose? If I've been working with the town for 15 years, wouldn't you lose it? Like lose your retirement?
Well, it's been 24 years, basically, for Smalley. And
that's-
because 97 he started. And basically, you don't lose those years, but you never maximize your retirement until much later on in your career. So I would say someone that's been there 20 years, 25 years, no, they're not quite 25, but they would probably be 25% in. So yeah,
how
they're very
old is-
concerned.
how old is he, Charlie?
Oh,
Smalley, roughly.
oh, I don't know. 40s.
Oh, okay, because it's a combination of your age and years of service.
Yeah.
All righty.
Yeah, but that's
Okay,
scary.
my comment for that whole thing, and it kind of, thank you for the report too, Charlie, by the way. No, we haven't seen figures. I looked for my notes from the meeting with the town manager and I didn't see them right away, so I think I might mix some with CPC stuff. But we did, I can't remember if we talked about figures with him, but we did talk about the golf course and what kind of, want to say irritates, and I guess that's a good word. And Tommy and Jim, you were both on that call with the town manager. It sounded to me like they were thinking about having a management company. Nowhere do I remember him saying that an RFP was going out and we only met with
said
him.
it. He said it went out.
Oh, okay. I'm sorry. I didn't.
No problem.
remember.
It's just, I just don't know why we should move on because we have no, all we did was build a golf course for the town and build a clubhouse and everything like that. We don't have any say in it. He already
Mhm.
told you that, so. Unless there's something we can do about it, which we can't, so, I mean, I know what they say we can't, so.
Hey, Jimmy, we have no
Yep.
say.
No saying that 20-something years, or more than that, actually, was about 15 years before it opened.
Mhm.
No say in any of it. It's just you build it, the town has it now. If they want someone else to run it and make money on it, then that's the way it's gonna be. So,
I think we can have more of a conversation about it at some point after we figure out. I really wasn't notified of it, that it was going out. But there's been other times when, over the years, they've had a management company show interest in it, but they realized that they couldn't make any money at it because of the debt and all that. So I think once we find out what the offers were, I think we'll find out that maybe nothing changes or something will change. I really don't know. I have no clue. I haven't seen anything. And I was just told that
Yeah, well,
once
that's the other bad part. Who would know more about having a management company run the place than the people that were there when the management company ran the place?
well, I
Right.
think
We already
that's,
been through that once, so our knowledge
Well-
should have been used before they went out.
well, what I'm saying is I think that they're going through, they're kicking the tires. And once they get the information, then they're gonna sit down because Jimmy and Tommy and Chris, they want to speak to them about that because they're adamantly against it, obviously. And so they were told that they would have a meeting, but that Dutton, Mr. Dutton and Mr. Somani wanted to review the proposal. So again, without knowing anything about it, we'll find out pretty soon, I would hope.
Yeah. Where can we get a copy of it?
Copy of what?
The request for proposal?
I
Like,
believe
see what they
it's
asked for.
probably, I've never seen it, but
Yeah.
it's gotta be public record.
Yeah.
I
town
know. I looked
manager's
online. I
office.
couldn't find it.
Yeah, you can probably contact Jimmy, the town manager's office or the community.
Sounds like
and
someone's playing a
economic
piano
development.
when people are talking.
Well, certainly not me.
No, I don't mean that. The voices are coming through like bing, 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 whatever. I don't, unless that's my phone.
Oh,
I don't know.
Was it my voice? Okay.
That's much
Yeah,
better. I don't know.
I just think that I know it's a losing battle, even talking about it, but I think that we as Park and Rec people should definitely be more involved. Or at least made aware of what's going on. Like if we didn't have the meeting with the town manager, would we have known an RFP went out?
We have
I didn't know.
absolutely no say in anything, the way he said it. We have nothing. Even
Mhm.
hiring Charlie's replacement, we have no say. It's him. It's like a dictatorship. So that's,
Is that what he said
yeah,
when it came to discussing about me and the hiring process?
Yeah.
Well,
Yes.
we're told that do we want to jump to that? Because I think that's further down.
No, I don't care, but I don't think like Jimmy's right. I don't think it's worth talking anymore about the golf until we find out what's going on.
Right, but I think it should at least be known through this meeting or I guess through this meeting that we are concerned about not being involved. I don't know if they ever watch the meetings to see. But we'll see. Okay, anything else on that? Oh, one question, Charlie, when you said the back building was recited. What
That's the old
building?
snack shack that Barrett primarily used as his walk-in cooler.
Okay,
and,
that's what I thought. Just wanted to make sure.
It was in disrepair and he totally renovated it. And inside and out. Eventually they'll finish the inside, but the cooler is still in there. New ice machine will be put in the spring. They did a really good job so far on it.
hey, Charlie, who
Yep.
who paid for it?
Barrett,
I'm just interested now to see what happens if it goes up. Okay, it's going out to bid.
has nothing to do with him.
No, no,
He has the food and beverage
That's
contract.
but now they're gonna have to tear it all out if the next person comes in.
What are you talking about?
Okay,
You can't tear it out.
You
It's
can't.
against
tear-
the law
Probably
to
the building
tear it
that-
out. It's a fixture on our building.
Yeah, who would tear it out anyway?
No, no one. But if Mike put the money into it and
Yeah.
paid for it,
Yep,
They
It's ours
just
now if it's attached to the building.
and
Right,
he
he
has
had-
a 10-year contract.
Right, they just awarded him a contract, Tommy.
How
Oh.
many years?
10.
Wow.
Okay, Jim, you make me laugh on that one. Okay, anything else on the golf course? Any other questions?
No one-
Comments?
No one's gonna bid on that contract if they don't have the food and beverage.
Well, Johnson would bid on it so he can sue you.
I'll be right.
Yeah,
I didn't say which one, did I? I know it's being recorded.
no. So. Okay, is that how it goes most times, that a management company wants the food and beverage?
No, not necessarily.
Where the
They
money is,
just go into an operation, and the proposal was put out there for the management of the golf course. And when that happens, they also let them know that they don't have the food and beverage contract. That will have nothing to do with it. So it's basically for the management of the pro shop, cart barn, and across the street maintenance. Has nothing to do with food and beverage.
Mhm.
Doesn't work without it.
if
Okay,
they get the money for the carts, it would.
Possibly, but
Oh, definitely.
the ribbon gets really nice when you put the food and beverage on there too. Yeah, then it's a pretty good investment.
Or maybe they get the money that the food and beverage pays.
Maybe.
Who knows?
Mhm.
I would doubt
Haven't
that.
seen it. I would doubt it too, but haven't seen it.
No, that has
Moving
nothing
on.
to do with it, from what I understood.
Okay, yep, moving. If there's nothing else on the golf course, moving on to old business, pickleball courts.
Okay, so we put one net up. All the courts have been painted, the fencing has been done, everything is done on the courts that's gonna be done, except we agreed to only put one net up because of the forthcoming weather. So that one net is up. There's been an awful lot of construction at the site with the road coming for the school, curbing and all sorts of stuff. So I've been up there kind of sprucing up around the courts a little bit. But until everything is done there, I'm not gonna do anything else, like putting in any more material around the outside perimeter of the courts until they're all done, which is pretty close, I think. I don't know if, I think they might get it paved. That whole road going in, I know they paved a portion of it. Whether they're gonna wait till the spring, I don't know, but they patched it going down towards Route 18. Whether they're gonna come back and finish that this fall, I don't know. It's getting pretty close. There's still paving going on, but I haven't seen the foreman to ask him, but I have a shed coming. I spoke to them last week. And it's gonna be sometime around the 10th. So we'll put that in place. And then I can talk to Jimmy and find out whether you want me to put all the nets in there or keep them in the garage until we can put them up in the spring. That's up to you guys to figure out. But we kind of know where the nets went in great, so,
Looks great, Charlie. Good job. You and
yeah,
Jim.
Mhm.
you know,
Like-
I'd like to build a pavilion. I've had some talks about it. Who knows? Maybe that'll be a volunteer project if I can't get to it now. There's different pros and cons about what I'd like to do, so. I'm working
Okay.
on that end.
Charlie, there's Emily Williams is having a meeting for the people that, those of us, you'd gone to one of the meetings one time to work on like the adult playground and the grounds like that and the bocce court. I don't know if she told you about it. It's Friday morning. I want to say 9 o'clock, but it could be 10. I'll have to double check. You might want to go and give your thoughts on the pavilion.
Well, I did the last one. I went to the last meeting.
Okay.
Discussed what was gonna go there and everything. And I've talked to Emily before about it, but this pavilion has nothing to do with them out back.
Okay.
So this would be right near the courts. It was just an idea of like a 12 by 24 shade area. That's all.
That's
So,
good.
Mhm.
That's what I'd like to do. I got an estimate, money wise from Chapin's, where I got the shed, and they were talking like 22 grand for something that we need. It sounds like a lot of money, but I haven't priced it out yet, and I had contacted Bristol Plymouth about that possibility, because they're supposed to do some work over in the front of the senior center, but it's been delayed for whatever reason, so they were looking for some stuff to do, so, with the holidays and everything, he hasn't gotten back to me, but it's something that we can talk about. Depends on the weather, you know? But I'm happy with the way it turned out, and they did a real nice job on the fence, so everything looks good, and I'm quite sure it'll be booming, and Jimmy and I met with Emily and discussed different things with her about the future, you know, with the seniors being involved in pickleball and all that. So
Mhm.
I think everything will be, Jimmy, you gotta remind me to go get a price for a sign and what we want to put on that. Are you still awake?
Joe Pitter.
Yep.
Charlie, I'll drop it off to you. Joe Pitter made up a sign he wants to hang up on there.
Yeah,
Just
I
say,
saw that.
oh, you did? Okay. Yeah,
Yeah,
this-
he
Okay,
sent
and
it to us.
I believe community preservation part of agreement is that a sign be put up that it was partially funded with CPA funds.
I didn't.
And
didn't know.
I think that goes at the cost of the requester, the
I don't
grantor,
remember that.
not the grantee.
Whatever, we'll
because
put a
that-
sign up, fine.
That's because the town hasn't been doing award letters for town things, and they should. But it's part of the stipulations too, that a sign be put up that it's funded with CPA funds.
Sure.
Okay. How, can you just I know you said you and Jimmy met with Emily about the courts, with seniors getting involved. Can you just kind of update us on that too? So I've had
Well-
people ask me, so how do people do this? How do people do that? And it's like, don't know.
Yeah, well, you guys will have to have a meeting to discuss how you want and what you want to charge and how you want to do that. Jimmy has talked to a bunch of people. I'm not speaking for him. I'm just saying, when we had a discussion about what different towns do and the way to go about it, there's different ways. And I would think you'd look into, you know, having that ready for the spring.
Can
Go
I
ahead.
say something? I look at it as it's like the Scotland Field. It belongs to the town, and there's a softball league down there, and the softball league gets together and they take care, they make their rules and do whatever they want. And they give the town some money or whatever they do. I don't know that end of it either. But once again, like I told Joe Pitta, they had a meeting I couldn't attend. I was sick. And Tommy went, so he probably could tell you more. But I told Joe Pitter and them, if they wanted to form some sort of an association or run a league 3 days a week for just a few hours in the morning, they better get something together and come up with a proposal, a steering committee or whatever, and form a group like you do for Little League, for any of the other sports that they have. That way there, I mean, that's really what you need. The people that play it usually, you know, take care of themselves. That's how it's been every place I've ever seen it, except Naples, where they pay someone to sit there for 4 hours. But I told everyone, it doesn't matter. When Doug Dorr called me from the senior center, he said, "Who's going to run this?" I told him, "Well, let's see. We built it. It took us like 4.5 years, worked hard on it. I believe it's still on school land, and it's near the senior
No,
center.
not
So
on
who's
school
going to
land.
be in charge of it?"
It's on
Well,
town
I'm
land.
just saying it was. Huh?
Yeah.
So
It's
the
town land.
answer is Mike Dutton.
Yeah.
That's who's going to run it. So
No,
we
I
can
think,
come up with any idea we want. Well, I'm just saying, he can say whatever he wants to say, and that's supposedly how it'll come out. So
They-
my suggestion, like I say, is to run it like our other fields or anything. we're in charge of them, but other people like Little League run their leagues and do whatever they want to do on our field, or the basketball. They asked Charlie, can we use the courts? We want to run a league. And so, and I talked to Emily, she was all right with that. And she said, because we'd only be using it maybe 3 days a week and one night and maybe one day on the weekend. And that leaves a ton of hours for everybody to use it. So
Now, for
we're
that,
working on it. We'll see what comes up.
would
Now, you-
I would
somebody,
think you'd want to be proactive.
right, now,
Yeah. Charging,
What's that mean?
I'm not in favor of charging either. Yeah, it's like basketball courts, tennis courts, what you gonna do, start charging people to walk on a tennis court, to use the basketball court? If they get a league and the league starts taking over and taking precedence over, the regular community, then maybe, but let's just wait and see what happens. See,
Yep, I'm missing this. Don't you pay to go to Y, don't you?
yeah,
If I come down the Y to play pickleball, I pay, right?
Yep.
You pay in Lakeville to go to tennis club to play.
yeah.
You
but those
pay
are-
in every other town.
Yeah.
Abington charges, every other town charges.
do
are
they?
is it
Yeah.
owned by the town or? Ted
If you don't have a
Williams?
league and you want to go down and play, and 4 years go down, there can be 16 people on the courts or whatever, and you can't get on a court and they won't get off, whatever. You do whatever you want. I don't know. Like I say, I'm staying all of it. I don't care how it turns out, to be honest with you.
No,
Jamie, man, you just went in a circle.
which Tommy,
Well, I'm just saying, I told you all I think was right. It's
Okay.
Rainham Edgewood runs very smoothly. They charge $100 and everyone joins and they play. And that comes out to about $2 a day to play for 3 hours.
Yep.
Whereas down in Lakeville, it's $10 to play. In Pickles, it's $1,000 plus pay to play. And Starland, it's $6.50 a day, which would come out to, I don't know, $80 a month. Whatever.
right, but those are all private ones. Are there any owned by the town that are charging?
Abington charges $100. Well, a lot of towns charge it. Lakeville charge to use their tennis courts to play pickleball on. It's a way to get money to paint them 5 years from now when they need painting.
Mm-hmm. Now, who's going to,
Mike
like,
Dutton.
say 4 of you go down to play?
Yeah.
Okay, and it costs X number of dollars for, I don't know how long a pickleball match is. Who's gonna collect the money? Who's gonna be in
No one
charge of
is.
that? Who is?
What, like I say, we're offering it. No one is. What I'm suggesting is every other place I've ever played, Naples, anywhere I've ever been, they have 8 to 11 in the morning. You go down, you join, and you can play Monday, Wednesday, Friday from 8 to 11. And when you go down, there's certain ways you play and everything like that. All the other days, all the other time, anyone can play anytime they want to play.
Okay, for no fee.
And that's what we said to Emily, and whatever. I don't like.
What I would
the
suggest,
league like runs itself. The
Have a
board goes
separate
up,
meeting
people
just for
sign up,
this.
they go out and play. Yeah, I agree.
Okay.
That's
Yeah,
why I
but-
asked for a steering committee, see what they come up with. See what Peter and them are thinking they're gonna be doing down there. And after
Right,
we're all
but
done, we'll see what
Charlie-
Mike says.
Who's
Yes.
who's putting together the steering committee? Because it's a town.
It isn't a town steering committee. It's people that already play pickleball that are looking to play on the pickleball courts in Bridgewater.
Right, so they can advise, but they're not, like, they can tell us their thoughts.
And we can
Right.
advise.
Right, well, tell us their thoughts, advise, but
Right.
you guys are gonna make the decision. So if you have a steering committee, they give their advice to you guys and you guys make the final decision how you want to run it.
right, that's what I'm getting at, Charlie. Thank you.
Agreed. And then if Mike don't like what we decided,
He can change it.
he can do whatever he wants to do.
He doesn't want to have anything to do with it, to be quite honest.
No, I
with
know
you.
that. And I'm not saying it. I'm not saying it in a bad way. I just warned them that just because they come up with this idea they want to do, Joe Pittle's been on it for Bruce, guys that have brought this up to start with, that it might not turn out the way they want it to turn out. They can
Yep.
advise us, and we might want to do what they want to do. I get it. I'm not saying that.
Right.
I just
But
think that if they think it's going to be like Rainham right now, which worked really well. It ran from May till October. Like I say, it came out to about $2 a day if you played, and it ran well. And they had tournaments. They did everything, and the league set all this up, just like I just say, just like the softball league does or whatever. They ran things that pickleball people wanted to do, and then on the other times, anyone can go down and play whenever they want. We asked
No.
Emily. She said she'd like to have seniors play. This league would teach seniors how to play pickleball. They'd have a special court set up for them, and they teach them. They would run lessons. They'd educate people how to play.
Yeah.
Other than that, if you don't have some kind of setup, I don't picture us hiring anyone to teach people how to play pickleball or sitting down there all day. But maybe someone will want that. If they were going to hire somebody, I think they hire another person for the rec commission. He goes down, opens up at 8 o'clock in the morning, and then he goes and does rec stuff. And the people running the league, whatever, they're responsible for everything till he comes back. But that's just my idea. Like I said, I agree that.
I think personally what you should do is have a separate meeting and invite these people. I'd like to not do a Zoom with all these different people, but
Yeah.
I'm quite sure
Wait.
there's some people willing, even if you and I sat down with them and came up with a general idea of what they're looking for. I know my sister-in-law plays in Yarmouth. They have an association. She pays X amount of dollars a year.
Yep.
And they got, like you said, 3 days a week,
It-
and they go down there from 8 to noon or
Yep.
whatever, 3 days, and do their thing.
Right.
So I think, rather than keep talking about it tonight, in fairness, I think whoever.
No,
is
I just want
available-
people to know why that's exactly what we said, but the people that are coming to us probably should decide on what they want before they come to us. They can't decide on between them
Sure,
what they want right now. One guy don't want to pay anything. And I say, well, you can say that if you want, but that don't mean that the town won't charge you to use the thing. And then I don't know what will happen there, but usually people have the league has their own nets, have their own balls, have their own paddles. So they collect money to pay for all those things.
No,
Like
Yeah.
I say, let's go with Charlie's idea. I think that's right. Have a meeting, but give these people time to come up with an idea of what they want.
mhm. I think that's a good idea. And Charlie, in the answer to the in-person and no Zoom, the town says everything has to be Zoom now.
well,
for
not,
meetings.
well, sure, if you're having a rec commission in force, but you can certainly meet somewhere and just have a discussion with one member of the commission, myself, and the rest of those people. You can
Mhm.
go down and sit in the senior center. They don't care.
Right,
I don't really think you have to have a quorum. You can have a quorum without it being posted, but you certainly can have an informational meeting, during the day sometime when someone's around, and get people to
Mhm.
sit down and talk. Maybe
Yep,
pick
no,
4 or 5
that-
of those guys,
that's fine. I thought you were talking about like Parks and Rec having a meeting with those people in it. In that case, Brooke could post it, but okay, I see
Right.
what you're doing.
Trying to
Um,
get away from that, to be quite honest with you.
What
Just
was
to get
that?
an informational with people. Just like if somebody from one of these groups wanted to come to me and say, hey, we would like to do this next year in the field. So I'll bring that up to you guys after, if there needed to be a decision made. But we don't have to have, what I meant by a separate meeting is just take one meeting to talk about pickleball, but at that time, have all the people, like Jim said, have all their input. So then we can turn around and spend a couple hours and make decisions.
Right, okay, gotcha. And we clarified just for somebody, if somebody does watch this, that the steering committee isn't like part of us, it's the separate group.
No,
But
it's a
got it.
group that wants to have a league, and they're gonna put together what they want. And like you say, right now, they range from zero money to don't charge, to charge this, or to do this and that. But I don't, let them get together and work it out and come up with an idea and then present it, and then we'll see what we can do.
Yep, makes sense.
Well, there's,
Two quick questions on the pickleball courts. I think it was Jimmy, you said, or it could have been Charlie, to run it like Scotland Field with the softball league. Now,
right,
will a league put in an application? Like the men's softball should. be
Again,
putting
now
it-
you're talking about stuff we haven't even talked about, so we can.
Okay,
we can
it's just
discuss
something
all that.
it's just planting a seed. That's all, just something
Yeah,
to
yeah.
think about.
Yep.
Okay, out that way there in case, what if you have more than one league? You know, you can work out times like that. The other thing, say I went down to play pickleball. Let's all laugh at that.
Yeah.
I don't have my own paddle. I don't have my own pickleballs. They're there for you.
just quickly,
Right?
if the league ran like it ran in Rainham, you would come down at 10 o'clock any morning, and one of the people there'd be one court, and they would take 2 or 3 people over and show them how the game's played. And then they would play a couple games with them, and they could come back another day. The first couple days you went down to play, you wouldn't pay. It'd
Mhm.
be free, just so you could try it. And what it is you're afraid of, if you said, Emily, set up your own league and everyone from the seniors saying, I want to play, who's gonna teach them how to play?
Right.
gonna
And I
Play with each.
yeah,
So anyway, that's how I envision it. How it
Mhm.
ends up, I don't know. It works
Yeah,
really
and
well in
I-
most places.
yeah, and I
But we
think
will
that
have
sounds
paddles.
good, but say once I learn how to play pickleball and I become I don't know if I'd ever be good at it, but say I learn enough from these people, which I think it's great the way
Yeah.
you explained it. But say I wanted to go in the afternoon and play pickleball. I don't have a paddle. I don't have pickleballs.
Well,
I-
eventually you have to buy a paddle, but Charlie already bought some, and there's already
Right. So
balls down
how
there.
do people access that?
They wouldn't. And that's why I say, that's why the league works out, because if you came down when the people are playing, even if there's 5 leagues, someone there, pickleball is a very social game.
Mhm.
The idea is to meet other people and everything like that. You walk in, you don't know anyone, you put your name on the board, you're playing with 3 people, later you're playing with different people. Charlie went down with Jay, the 2 of them, when we put the last net up and we tried a few things, and they learned very quickly how to play, and they, thought they liked it and everything like that. It's pretty simple. And
Oh,
like I
and-
say,
and
if they
I
went
get
down at
that,
the
but
right
I'm-
time, fine, and we'll set up things to teach people. There's
Right.
videos, there's all kinds of stuff, but like you say, this
Tina.
is probably, the game comes on in roughly 20
right,
minutes.
a half hour, and we're going to be off. But Charlie, that's my last question.
Tina.
Charlie, I understand. Okay, I know you're gonna say hold it for another meeting, but
No, what I'm gonna say to you is, if you went down to the basketball court to play, you'd probably
Mhm.
bring your own ball.
right,
But we are gonna have paddles and balls there and everything, extra paddles and balls. How we work out the details will be down the line. But there'll be a
okay,
shed,
that's
there'll
my
be a
question.
shed
Thank
there.
you.
Yeah, there'll be a shed there and we'll have extra equipment
Hey.
there, a blower, a squeegee, stuff like that, paddles,
Mhm.
balls. And once we work out the details, they'll be available to people to use. Once you play a
Okay.
couple times
Yeah.
and you decide you want to play, you're gonna buy your own paddle.
Right,
$72 is all it's gonna cost you to get a pretty decent paddle and to be in a sport. Whereas other sports cost you a fortune, golf clubs, everything like that. But anyway, it'd be real simple. Once this whole thing going, to have Emily, hey, can someone come in and sign their name in and borrow a paddle if it wasn't open? It could be, there could be all kinds of workout things between rec and the
Okay.
senior center, since she happens to be there.
okay, got
But-
it. Thank you. Actually, you guys keep saying pickleballs or I don't know if you said a safe sport. I have a friend that just broke her jaw playing pickleball.
She had to have fallen then. She didn't get hit with the ball and break her jaw.
She got hit with the ball and she must have fallen after that. I can't remember all the
Yeah.
details. But
I can
Yeah.
see that.
She must have been
I'll tell
playing
you what, though,
Tim
in
Campbell.
4 years, I've been playing, I've never seen anyone get hurt. I
Yep.
mean, I see people scuff their knees and everything, but
Tough
Mhm.
game.
okay. Next is, let me go back to the agenda here. New business, or review of the meeting with Michael Dutton. The three of us that are here were on the meeting, so I don't know if we need to review that. Just, we kind of talked about it earlier in this meeting. The two main things that we wanted to talk about was not that we want to see like a no Brook, but getting it more of a department person that is available to help with return calls and make things so that Charlie, for his last few months, doesn't have to do it. So that was part of it. And it was, you guys correct me if I'm wrong, it was, we're told that they work on it, or think about it, and I want to say that he said Josh was going to, that was part of one of his functions, was just working on like admins for departments. Not, he wasn't doing it, but just saying what department needs what.
he's gonna be
That-
the liaison.
Right. The next thing was, how involved or would be involved at all with Charlie's replacement. My takeaway on that was we wouldn't actively be involved in reviewing applications or interviews, or didn't he say one or two rec people could be involved in the interview? I think.
Yep.
Okay, and we would, oh, he told us, I know what it was, he told us to come up with a list of things that we think should be part of the job description. So, Charlie, if you have thoughts on that, because you, to me,
Well-
you're the most ideal person for your thoughts.
In my original
think-
meeting with them, was Kim and Mike. I gave them a job description that I had in the file.
Mhm.
And I told him that, you know, there's probably a few things in there that probably need changing or whatever, but I gave them that information that I had, which pretty much summed everything up. It had nothing to do with a golf course or anything like that. It was strictly rec.
Right,
So that was something that was done, I don't know, Brooke, probably 10, 15 years ago.
Yeah, probably.
Yeah,
could you, Charlie, could you give that to Brooke and she can forward it to us?
she has it. It's just a matter of her getting into my laptop at the office and printing it out or putting it over to her computer.
Okay, I was going to add, if you can just make note of things that you think should be changed. Instead of
Yeah.
just saying,
Pretty cut and dry.
okay,
I'll
but you
go
said
over
there's
it, I'll
some,
go over it with Brooke.
okay, because you said there's some things that should be changed, or, you know, there might be things that should be added, things that should be taken away. Climbing trees, for example, might not want to be there. Okay, then we can look at that and get off to Michael our thoughts, because he had asked us to submit something for what we thought should be a job description. And Jim, and Tommy too, if you guys can think of anything, once we look at what Brooke sends us out, we can kind of make our comments and consolidate them, get them off to the town manager.
Yep.
Okay, we will be off in time for the game. We're getting there. Marathon Park, Charlie?
Yep. It's under construction right now. The old equipment has been taken out. It's down there today, down there Friday. I believe they got DigSafe coming in, and then they're gonna start installing the new section and some other things on Thursday, weather permitting. But looks good. We moved things around with the playground installer so that the new section meets codes and everything like that. So it's coming along good.
Good.
How much?
Sounds-
The weather looks pretty good for installation. And then we'll get some wood chips in there if not now. We rearranged the stuff we had there, but they got all sorts of mats that are going under the swings to prevent holes and make it safer. So there's a lot of things doing down there going on, probably to the tune of about 100 grand.
Wow.
Okay. And is that capital money or is that
No.
O'Leary Foundation?
That is an anonymous donor.
Okay. Got it. Okay, thank you.
It was.
Yep.
I think there's an article in the Globe coming out pretty soon about this. And it has been discussed that it was an anonymous donor.
Okay,
There's a press release that went out by the town. They sent it out.
okay. I don't read the Globe, so if you see it, can you or Brooke send it to us?
Yep.
Okay, good. I just want to jump back quickly to the pickleball courts, and I'm not asking about equipment or anything. Just on the CPC end, have all the bills been submitted?
They've all been paid up to date.
Okay, good. Can
We're
you?
about 95 grand in right now. I'll give you a whole list when I get
Okay,
everything done.
Okay, and can you, they don't have to be fancy, but CPC meets this week, on Wednesday. And we give recaps of like projects that are being done. Can you just, with your cell phone, just snap a couple pictures and shoot them to me?
Yeah.
Or you know what, you're busy. I'm gonna be down there tomorrow for Zumba. I'll
Don't
just
worry
snap
about it. I have a list that I've been keeping with the amounts so far.
Oh, no,
So
no,
I'll
we
send
just,
it to you.
right, okay, that's good. And we just want, I was thinking a couple pictures so we could just show how it's coming.
Charlie's going to Zumba too.
What?
I said,
I missed that.
Charlie's going to Zumba too.
Yeah,
You'll
I'll be there in
yeah,
my leotards.
Okay, next, public
Oh.
comment. We have no public. Okay, next meeting date,
A month
first
from,
week, first Monday in January. I'm not sure what the date is.
no, you don't want to do first. Can you imagine?
Third. January 3rd,
Sounds good. to
Let's go
me.
for the 10th.
January 10th.
I won't be there.
How about the 3rd?
Why don't you wait and
Johnny?
do a poll? You can tentatively set it up for that and then do a poll who's gonna be around.
Yes, because I think we should talk about the job description thing and get it out to Michael. Jumping back to new business, we saw Charlie's official letter of resignation effective,
Well, it's a retirement letter. It's not resignation.
I'm sorry, retirement. I'm sorry, Charlie. I don't know
Yeah,
where I
I-
got resignation.
I
from.
sent that today. I had to go through proper channels to send it to HR. And I
Mhm.
copied Mr. Dutton and Mr. Solmonte. And then I sent a copy of Brooke to send to you guys.
Yep, and she sent it out tonight. Okay, so if we can, the sooner we can meet in January, the better, so we could, because I'm sure the town manager's office or HR, whoever does it, is going to be putting together the job description so they can post a job. So I think the sooner we meet in January, we can get it to the town manager, and hopefully our thoughts will be incorporated into the description. Okay,
So are you saying the 3rd then? I'm sorry. January
I-
3rd or January 10th?
I would say the 3rd, because Tommy's not gonna be here, Jimmy, somebody's not gonna be here the 10th.
Just do the 3rd and then
Fine.
make a roll and then
It's
call
okay with
people.
me.
Right. Got it. Got it.
Okay. Okay, even if we need to, like, if people can't make the 3rd, if we've done in the past, we've done an earlier afternoon call or a different day. If we can, I just think it's important that we meet again soon. Okay, and if there's nothing else, just a motion to adjourn.
Motion to adjourn.
Second,
Brooke, roll call.
Okay. Mr. Riggi,
Yes.
Mr. Campbell,
yes.
Ms. Wasconi,
Yes.
meeting is adjourned.
Okay, thank you, guys.
Guys. See
Okay,
you.
kids.
You guys, thank you.
See ya.
And Merry Christmas. We probably won't see each other.
Yeah,
Merry Christmas, guys.
you too, Tom.
Thanks, Tom.